This is something many of us tend to ignore. They never shouted, they never threatened, they never did anything you could clearly point to and say that was wrong. But somehow you always ended up apologizing. Somehow you always felt like the problem. Somehow their needs always came first and yours never quite made it to the table. And the most confusing part is that you could not explain why. You just knew something felt wrong, but you could never find the words for it. So, what is actually going on inside the mind of someone who uses emotional manipulation? Because the answer might completely change the way you think about the people closest to you. Quick one. If you enjoy content that breaks down real human psychology and helps you better understand yourself and others, hit subscribe, like this video, and drop a scene in the comments so I know it's reaching the right people. Now let's get into it. Let's start with what most people get wrong. Most people think emotional manipulation looks like a villain. Obvious, aggressive, easy to spot, and easy to walk away from. But the most effective manipulation never looks like manipulation at all. It looks like love, it looks like concern. It looks like someone who just cares so deeply about you. Psychologist George Simon spent decades studying manipulative personalities. He found that the most dangerous manipulators are not the loud, aggressive ones. They are the ones who hide their aggression under a layer of charm and victimhood. They are not losing control. They are using emotion as a tool, deliberately, strategically, and often with a smile on their face. Here are 5 emotional manipulation tactics that consistently show up in toxic relationships. The first is gaslighting. This is when someone makes you question your own perception of reality. You say something happened. They say it did not. You say you felt hurt. They say you are too sensitive. Over time, you stop trusting your own mind. You start running every thought and feeling past them for approval before you allow yourself to believe it. Psychiatrist Robin Stern, who wrote the definitive book on gaslighting, found that victims often describe feeling like they are going crazy, not because they are, but because someone has systematically dismantled their confidence in their own reality. The second is guilt tripping. The manipulator makes you feel responsible for their emotional state. If they are unhappy, it is because of something you did. If they are struggling, it is because you did not do enough. You start organizing your entire life around not triggering their pain. Your freedom becomes smaller. Their control becomes larger. And it all happens through the language of feelings, not demands. The third is love bombing followed by withdrawal. At the start, they pour everything into you. Affection, attention, intensity. It feels overwhelming in the best possible way. You have never felt so seen. And then, without warning, the warmth disappears. They become cold, distant, unavailable, and you immediately start trying to get back to the version of them that made you feel so good. This is a psychological trap. Neuroscientist Helen Fisher found that unpredictable rewards activate the brain's dopamine system more powerfully than consistent ones. The uncertainty keeps you hooked. The fourth is playing the victim. Whenever you try to address a problem, they become the one who is hurt. You raise a concern. Suddenly they are the one being attacked. You set a boundary. Suddenly you are the cruel one. This tactic works because it activates your empathy against you. You care about their pain, so you drop your own concern to manage theirs. The issue never gets resolved. The pattern never gets addressed. The fifth is moving the goalposts. No matter what you do, it is never quite enough. You meet one standard and a new one appears, you give more, and the expectation rises to match it. This keeps you in a permanent state of striving, always trying to earn something that is being deliberately kept just out of reach. Always feeling like you are almost good enough, but never quite there. And maybe that is the most thought-provoking insight of all. Emotional manipulation works precisely because it targets your best qualities, your empathy, your loyalty, your desire to be good to the people you love. It is not a sign that you were naive. It is a sign that you were human, and that someone chose to exploit that. The moment you can name what is happening, something shifts because manipulation loses most of its power the second you can see it clearly. You do not have to react. You do not have to explain yourself. You do not have to earn love from someone who is using love as currency. Real love does not require you to constantly prove yourself. Real care does not come with conditions attached. And real connection does not leave you feeling smaller every time. Drop a comment below. Have you ever experienced emotional manipulation without being able to name it at the time? I read every single one. See you in the next one.